Hi everyone, Sarah Lerner, Wild Tree Director from New Jersey. Coming at you this morning. I just wanted to share with you my demo that I've been doing at my parties. I absolutely love it. I think it's really, really simple, but gives a lot of information at the same time. So it's going to follow a formula that I call 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So if you remember that, you will remember how to do this demo. You won't need note cards or anything like that, although you can feel free to jot this down on a cue card or a piece of paper or even write out a script for yourself and use that. There's no reason to memorize this. I often think that when I do a demo off of cue cards or a script or something like that, it actually shows the people in the room how easy it is to do a wild tree party, to lead a wild tree party, that you don't actually have to know anything or memorize anything. Everything that you need is kind of handed to you and you have a script in front of you. But with this formula, you don't need it. It's very simple. So the concept is 1 means customer or how we use Wild Tree products. 2 means hostess or how we share Wild Tree products with others. And 3 means rep or how we grow with Wild Tree. So when I say 1, 2, 3, first we talk about the customers, then we talk about the hostesses, and then we talk about ourselves or the reps. And then we go back down 3, 2, 1, and we talk about how other people can be involved with Wild Tree as a rep, as a hostess, or as a customer, and the different ways that people are involved with Wild Tree as a customer. So when I start off my demo, I have everybody go around the room. I haven't even necessarily introduced myself to the group yet. I have introduced myself to people as they've come in and I've met them and all of that. But we start off going around the room, and you'll notice that there are some tweaks between a workshop and a tasting here. The majority of the parties that I do are workshops, so I might just naturally say something more related to a workshop, but I will try to give a tasting alternative as well when I do that. But you can kind of see where I'm going with this. So the first thing I do, whether it's a tasting or a workshop, I have every single customer in the room, every guest, go around the room, tell me their name one more time because I really want to commit those names to memory. I ask them to either tell me something that they love about the hostess, tell me a funny story about the hostess, or if I get the feeling it's a group that maybe doesn't know the hostess quite as well, just share with me how they know the hostess. And I love this because it makes the hostess feel really, really special. It shows her and all of the other guests in the room how many different areas of her life in which she has friends. And it kind of plants that seed for anybody else who wants to book a party, that they should invite friends from many different areas of their lives as well. And then I ask for a tasting, I say, and if there were one more thing that you are hoping to learn at this tasting, what would that be? And what that does is it gets people to tell me their intent for being there, so I can make sure that I meet all of their intentions and they leave feeling happy and satisfied and that they got out of the night what they wanted to from coming to the party. It also kind of lets me know if they have any questions or any specific needs that I need to address. And honestly, it gets everybody in the room to sell Wild Tree for me. I don't have to give any of Wild Tree's benefits if they say, well, listen, I came because I heard it was a peanut-free line and my child has a peanut allergy. I don't have to say that anymore. They just said it for me. If they say, I came because I'm really looking for fast, easy meal solutions, I don't have to say that. They already said it for me. So it really kind of helps me sell the line without selling the line. I just get to share the line and not feel pushy about what I'm doing. At a workshop, I will say, and if there were one more thing that you are hoping to get out of being here today, besides walking out the door with the 10 dinners, what would that be? The exact same question. I'm just adding the part about with 10 dinners because I don't want anybody to say, well, I just came because I really wanted the meals. Sometimes you're going to hit a situation where people are saying, well, I just came because my hostess told me I had to. So sometimes you might need to give the caveat, if there were one more thing, besides you love your hostess and besides you want your 10 meals, what else would it be? But usually in telling people to share what they love about their hostess beforehand, they're going to come up with a different option. We go around the room once, so they answer all 3 of those questions, their name, whatever you want to ask about the hostess, and what is that one more thing. all at one time. So each person's talking once. And then I say, okay, Susie Hostess, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I would love for you to share with everybody what you love about Wild Tree. Again, she's going to do some of that selling for me. And what made you decide to open up your home to share Wild Tree with your friends? And that right there is the biggest seed planter for all of her friends in the room to think, oh, I could do this too. I also at that time share how I met the hostess, because I love it when I can say, I met this hostess at, Mary's party, and Mary's there, and I met Mary at, Sally's party, and Sally's there. And you can kind of go through the list and show people how easy it is that this snowballs and how easy it is to book our Wild Tree parties. So that's already customer number 1 and host number 2. And now I'm up to number 3 in the stepping up the stairs. And then I say, my name is Sarah. I've been a rep with Wild Tree for about 4 years, almost 4.5 years actually at this point. And when I joined Wild Tree, it was because I was on a medical disability from work. And the closer it got to the time where I needed to go back to work, the more just dread and anxiety I started feeling. I could not stand the thought of having to go back to work for a boss. I had really gotten used to being home with my kids who were young. I had gotten used to being able to be in their classrooms a little bit. I had gotten used to getting like our errands done during the week while they were in school and not having to do that on the weekend. And I just couldn't stand the thought of not doing that anymore, of having a boss looking over my shoulder, of answering to somebody else. It just gave me such anxiety. So I went to my husband and I said, I found this company called Wild Tree, and I really, really, really want to give it a try. I don't want to go back to work. I kind of explained to him why. I said, I want to do this. I want to be a mom. I want to be home with my kids. And I know I need something to contribute financially. And I know I need something for myself, because I'll go stir crazy otherwise. And this is what I want to do. Because as we had been home on maternity leave, I realized that I just really have no idea what I'm doing in the kitchen. I am not a good cook. Our meals were, I'm not even going to tell you what our meals were. They were bad. But a friend of mine had introduced me to Wild Tree, and it was really kind of the solution that I thought would be great for my family. I could make small, healthy changes and really feel like I was doing a better job providing good food for my family. And so he said to me, that's fine. You can give it a try for a year, but you need to make a certain amount of money in that year that we just need to make ends meet. And when you don't, you're going to have to go back to school, to work, to a full-time job. He actually said, when you don't, he didn't think this was going to work. You're going to have to go back to find a full-time job. And you realize it's going to be a lot harder to find a full-time job a year from now when you're out of the workforce for a year than it is to either find something new now or just go back to your job. And I said, I know, no problem. I'm going to make it work. And I got to work because I had a really huge goal at that time. I had a really huge why. I wanted to be home. I did not want to go back to work. So I got to work. And after that first year, I showed my husband my bank account statement. And I said, look, I made almost twice the amount of money that you told me you wanted me to make. And so I said, I'm going to keep going, right? And he said yes. And he actually said, you know what? At this point, it's not about the money. Yes, the money is nice. Yes, keep making more and more money. But honestly, the change in lifestyle that we've been able to provide for our family, with me being able to put a healthy home-cooked meal on the table every single night, our grocery bill went down by about 40% that first year because I was getting so much product for free from Wild Tree. We weren't wasting product anymore. We weren't going out to eat anymore, at least not unless we planned to, but we weren't just going through a drive-through or out to eat because we didn't have a better dinner plan at that time. And we were able to do all of the kids' activities during the week because I was able to drive them to those things after school. I was able to be in the classrooms more. Our weekends opened up. We weren't spending the weekends at the grocery store and BJ's and dry cleaning and running all of these other errands. I was able to get all of that stuff done during the week, and our weekends just became awesome family time. He said this lifestyle is just so much better for all of us. I have a daughter with special needs, and I was able to be in the classroom to support her as well. So, and really to advocate for her in the schools as well. So it just ended up being a win-win. And I will tell you that as my salary's gotten higher, it's not doubling year over year anymore, but it has almost doubled year over year, every year since then. So that's a little bit about me. Wild Tree was actually founded by a mom on a mission as well. She had 2 young kids with pretty severe eating issues. They couldn't eat a lot of foods that were available commercially, and she was finding she had to make everything from scratch. And she was sharing that product with friends and family when they came over to eat at her house because that's what they ate. So she started selling it at the encouragement of her friends and family at farmers market events. And somebody came up to her at a 3-day farmers market event and said, would you do a home party? My friends would absolutely love this stuff. And Leslie, our founder is Leslie, she laughed and she said, oh God, no, I would never do that. I hate home parties. And I really love that, actually, because I really don't feel like Wild Tree is your typical home party. And not that there's anything wrong with them, but I love that we are really a party with a purpose. You're leaving here with some solid meal ideas. You're leaving here with great products that are going to help you feed your family. And you're going to have a lot of fun here and laugh and drink wine and all of that other stuff tonight too. But it's a great balance. You have a real reason to come to one of our parties because you're leaving with just either great products, great ideas, 10 meals ready to go, whatever the case may be. So she laughed and the woman said, let me just write down my info for you anyway, just in case you change your mind. Well, by the time 21 other people asked Leslie that same question over the course of the 3-day event, she said, yes, I do. And when would you like to book that party? So she called that first person back and she said, help, I need the help. I need to get this direct sales business started. And to this day, that person is still her best friend and is still very involved in Wild Tree, works at our home office. So that's how Wild Tree got started. Leslie's mission and Wild Tree's mission is to make a difference in our world one meal at a time. And whether that's helping you put a healthy meal on the table for your family every night for the next month or so, and then hopefully in the future as you come back to more and more parties or get more involved with Wild Tree, or whether that's the 150 people at our home office that we employ, some of whom are sending their children to college for the first time, their first generation, able to go to college, able to afford to go to college, or whether that's the farmers that we help in India and Sri Lanka and everywhere else across the country, across the world, who are getting out of slavery, getting out of debt, able to send their own children to school, their daughters to school who never were able to go to school before. We're helping all of these organic farmers grow, build, start their own businesses as well. So Wild Tree really does have a global impact across the whole world. So I'm hoping that something that I've said to you in the past few minutes has piqued your interest in Wild Tree. If you take a look at this top document, and I have this packet sitting out in front of everybody. If they're doing a workshop, it's sitting on top of their workshop kit. If we're doing a tasting, I'll hand this out to everybody when we get started. So if you take a look at this top flyer that I have here, these are the 5 reasons that people generally get involved with Wild Tree. Now, you heard me talk a lot about financial stability and freedom as my whys for getting started with Wild Tree. And maybe something along those lines really spoke to you as well. I know you're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. And so if you are just looking for an opportunity to get out of your house once a week, have somebody else put the kids to bed, have an excuse to just go out with your girlfriends and drink a glass of wine, hey, the fun aspect is perfectly a great reason to join Wild Tree as well. But the interesting thing is that while these 2 are still very important to me, I could never go back to work in like the real world, corporate America anymore. What really tugs at my heartstrings, kind of gets me to stay with Wild Tree, is these bottom 2. Maybe you are like me, you're just looking for some challenges. And with working with a team of about 200 people with very different personalities and interests and needs and everything, I am challenged every day to grow and develop personally. And Wild Tree encourages that and provides such great tools for us to do that. And I'm challenged in ways I never was in corporate America in a really good way. And maybe you're interested in joining a community. This is really why people join a sorority. But this is the number one reason why I stay with Wild Tree. After having gone on 3 incentive trips for week-long beach vacations with all of my Wild Tree friends, and this year we're going on our 4th to Jamaica, attending conferences with people, brainstorming with them, partnering with them on the phone, accountability buddies, all of that type of thing. All of my best friends are people that I now know through Wild Tree. And honestly, I could never leave because I'm just not willing to give up that community. So if any of this or anything else I've said to you tonight really resonates with you, we do have a webinar, just gives a little bit more information, some more detail, stuff like that. And I'm going to give a copy of this sheet to each and every one of you when you leave, so you can pop on that webinar and take a look. You could also call into our Sunday night live calls that give you a little bit more information, and you can ask questions as well. And if you would rather just set up a one-on-one time to chat with me, we can totally do that too. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have and help you get off the ground. And then if this is something that is really interesting to you, flip over this page and you'll just see what comes in our Business Builder Kit. So all of our supplies, samples, office supplies, everything you need to get started is only $49.95. You'll see a list of everything that you get. And this also includes personal coaching, online training, all of that type of thing. So take a peek at this if this is something that interests you. Again, let's set up a time to talk. That's my number 3 on the way back down. Now we're going to talk about number 2, hosting. So once again, huge thank you to Susie Hostess for opening up her home to host with us tonight. If you are seeing, oh my gosh, this is so easy and everybody here loves it and you want to be a huge hero to your friends, or maybe you see a workshop kit on here that you would absolutely love to try next time around, take a peek at the different menus that I'm offering. Family Favorites is one of my most popular, but they are really all good. So take a peek at which one you might want to do next and think about what nights of the week are really good for you. I tend to book my workshops or my parties on Thursdays and Fridays. So whichever one of those looks better for you. I'm scheduling out into March and April now, and I do have my open date sheet with me. So let's just get something penciled in and we can go from there. There are a few great benefits of hosting a party with WildTree. Number 1, you get tons of free host rewards. My average hostess gets about $150, $200 in free WildTree. Second of all, if you're doing a workshop, you get to pick the menu. So you can pick whichever one you think is going to be best for your family. Your friends will thank you, I promise. And then number 3, if you're doing a workshop, is you don't have to put your stuff in a cooler and lug it all over town. You get to go back and forth to your own fridge. Whenever I say that, everybody laughs. As far as tastings go, I thank my hostesses, and I talk about the free product, and I talk about how they're really a hero for introducing their friends and family to this awesome concept of WildTree. Now, tonight we're making 10 meals. At a tasting, you kind of take that part out. But what we find is that there are generally 3 ways that people eat dinner every night. Either they're eating something really, really fast, whether that's going through a drive-through, tacos, maybe throwing a frozen pizza in the oven, something really fast. Or they're eating something fresh. Maybe you do have time to cook from scratch. Maybe you are expected to cook from scratch every night. Maybe you love to cook, and there's no reason WildTree can't be involved in that. Or people pull something out of the freezer and cook from frozen. So we're taking care of the frozen part with our workshop kits, whether you're making 10 meals here tonight or whether you are maybe at a tasting and you want to show people the way that we offer frozen options is through our workshop kits. You buy one of these kits, they come packaged in like what looks like a little briefcase. You have all the paperwork, all of the ingredients, everything you need in that kit. You just provide your own proteins and your own veggies, and you make 10 dinners. Each dinner serves 4 to 6 people. Throw them in the freezer, and you have 10 frozen meals ready to go. Maybe you prefer to cook from fast. Maybe you need things fast every night, or maybe there's just specific nights of the week where you need to have a really fast dinner. Here are our make fast options. These are things like our skillet meals. 1 pot, 20 minutes, dinner's done. Think like a healthy version of Hamburger Helper, right? Taco, kids cheese, your mac and cheese replacement without any of those artificial dyes or colors, stuff like that. Hearty spaghetti sauce, rancher steak rub, kids cheese, and then things like your basics, your sloppy joes, your scampi, your teriyaki, your lemon pepper, your onion powder, and your garlic powder. Pick 2 or 3 of these just to fill in throughout the month on those nights you need something really fast, and you'll be in great shape. And then there are those nights where we actually do want to cook something fresh, where we have time to make something from scratch. So these are our make fresh options. And you'll notice that each one has 8 recipes. They have usually between 5 and 8 different products. And basically the concept is, think kind of like a Blue Apron or a HelloFresh. We're not sending you the meat and the veggies, but we're sending you all of the marinades, the seasonings, things like that. 8 recipes, step-by-step instructions with color pictures along the way so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like. Each recipe is 600 calories or less. So really, really healthy option. And then you'll have leftover WildTree product as well, so you can make your favorite meals over and over again. You'll notice that this go around, we do have 1 vegetarian make fresh meal as well. So all 8 of those recipes are vegetarian. And then the next page speaks to our customer promotions. I actually like to call this page your coupon. This is your coupon for 50% off organic groceries. When does that ever happen? It doesn't. So if you're at a workshop, it says at the top, spend $50 and get either one of these bundles at half price. You all have already done that. You've spent $78 just to be here, so you are good to go. You want one of these half price bundles, it is yours at the half price. The top one is another one of our Make Fresh meals. We pick a Make Fresh meal workshop, Make Fresh meal bundle every month to feature, and that's our half price bundle. And then the second bundle is some random products that we bundled together. This one does not come with recipes, but you do get all the products at half price. Both are great deals, so don't forget to use your coupon when you check out later in the night. Now, I know I've just thrown a lot of product information at you, and you're probably like, oh my God, I have 7 products in front of me, or I don't even know where to start with the tasting. And I don't know how I'm going to use all this stuff, and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. No problem. Totally normal. I want to show you how I put together our monthly menu planner every month, and hope that, well, when you see this, you might get a little anxious. This might be like, oh my God, she wants me to plan out my meals for a month. Is she nuts? I just want to show you how easy this actually is to do. So what I do each month, I pick one workshop kit. So that's 10 dinners that are frozen. I pick one Make Fresh meals. So that's 8 meals that I'm making from scratch each time. That's 18 meals. I have one night a week of leftovers. So that's 22. And then the other 8 nights, I'm usually making something fast because we have a lot of activities going on, or we're going out to eat or something like that. So for me, I know that I'm almost always doing parties on Friday nights. So Friday nights are our leftover nights because my husband can heat up whatever the kids loved that we had throughout the week. For them, individual plates just go in the microwave. Leftovers are taken care of. Sundays, I'm usually home. We usually are watching football. We're catching up on errands. Maybe we're catching up on paperwork. We're not running around like crazy. I actually have time to make dinner from scratch that night. So every Sunday night, I do one of our Make Fresh meals. Monday nights, I'm driving around with the kids. I get home actually after my husband, so I pull out one of our freezer bags. He can follow the recipes that are on there, and he actually gets that dinner started while we are gone. Tuesday nights, we usually do something make fast. Thursday nights is another night where our activities are actually all at our house, so I have time to make meals from scratch. So Sundays and Thursdays are my Make Fresh meal nights. So you get the idea. It's actually very simple. And to put this whole thing together, I have the chicken pot pie skillet meal, the lasagna skillet meal, and the taco are my 3 Make Fast meals for the month. I have the one Make Fresh bundle, and I have the Family Favorites Workshop. And that's all I bought. So that gives me a month worth of meals. And I'm actually going to have some leftovers from all of this, so I could fill in some of those leftovers to be my Make Fast options for next month. So, does anybody have any questions on anything I've shared so far? And then I answer whatever questions that they have. And then I kind of go into, if it's a workshop, I tell them exactly how they're going to go about making their meals. So what you're going to do is grab any bag out of your cooler. The 8 products or the 7 products that are in the box in front of you are yours to use tonight and yours to take home with you. So if you use it all up, it's leave it here, it's done. If you only use whatever, half of it or whatever, it's yours to take home and use again. Keep in mind there are recipes on the package. So if you only use up half of your lemon pepper, you can take a look at the recipe that's on the lemon pepper and you can make that recipe, or you can go to our Wild Tree website, wildtree.com, type in lemon pepper into the recipe finder, and it'll give you 10, 20, 30 other recipes that use lemon pepper. We have about 3,000 recipes on our website. So what you're going to do is take everything out of your box. You are going to grab out bag number 1. You're going to find your workstation recipes, see what it says to add to bag number 1. Anything that is not bolded on your workstation recipes is already in your bag. Anything that's bolded is what you need to add. So you're going to add whatever it says to add. You're going to stick your bag label on the bag. You're going to double bag the whole thing, put it back in your cooler, move on to bag number 2. It's really that quick. You're going to make about 10 meals in about 45 minutes. There is somebody at every party who gets halfway through and says, oh crap, I forgot to put my labels on there. So don't let that be you. And one other pointer is I give everybody a page protector that looks like this, that's empty. They stick their workstation recipes in that page protector. And that way, if they spill anything on their workstation recipes, they can just wipe it up and clean it off and keep going. I do point out the other paperwork that comes in their folder. that paperwork includes the recipes for them to take home, their inventory list and their grocery list and their prep list if they want to make everything at home again. I think that is just about it. Oh, the last thing I do is I say, listen, when you guys are done, we have a great display set up in the kitchen with all of some samples of some dips, some of their oils and marinades, some of their Wild Tree products for you to try. You're probably going to get a little hungry after playing with all of this food. So what I'm going to ask you to do when you're done is clean up your workstation. Take a catalog and order form and a survey from me. It's really important to me that you fill out this survey before you leave. And if there's anything else that you want to order, if you want to use your coupon or if you want to get your Make Fresh Meal Kit or any of those fast items, write them down on your order form. And then I'm going to set up a checkout area in this front room here. Please, please, please come see me to check out. It's really important that I get your survey. I want to help you with any other additional products that you want to order. And then I want to talk to you about how Wild Tree can best service you in the future. And then I let everybody get started. I walk around the room. I make a bag or two for each person, depending on how many people are there. And I just chat with them. I ask them some questions like, what does dinner time look like at your house? How many kids do you have? Who are you cooking for? What are some of your dietary restrictions? You know, things like that. I just kind of get them talking and about what their schedule is like and let them like empty their cup a little bit. Anyway, that is my demo.